morning. Good morning. What a glorious day, and what a special day. I tell you can't ask for better weather. It's cool and sunny and lovely. So welcome. Thank you all for showing up today. I'm not going to take any time with speeches. I'm just going to do some introductions, and I'm going to start with one right off the bat. Our mayor, Rex Harden.
Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it. And I have to say also what a wonderful day it is, and welcome to Pompano Beach. Yeah! And it is indeed a great day for a great occasion, and I'm so happy that we can be here today, and thank you all for being here, and family, friends, elected officials. I'd like to, before I really go any further, I'd like to introduce a few folks that I work with every day to work and make Pompano Beach the best it can possibly be, and that's my colleagues on the City Commission. With us today, we have Andrea McGee, our Vice Mayor from District 1. From District 2, we've got Rhonda Eaton. Followed by District 3, our newest Commissioner, Allison Fournier. Commissioner Perkins couldn't be with us today, but we have District 5, Barry Moss. A few other folks I'd like to go ahead and introduce also. You'll hear from them shortly, but we've got Broward County Mayor Lamar Fisher. And of course our representative up in Tallahassee who's fighting for us day in and day out, I know, Chip Lamarca. Also, I'd like to introduce a few folks. We've got from Lighthouse Point, we've got Commissioner Patty Patrone. We also have Commissioner Everett Marshall III from Lighthouse Point. We got Dan West from the Parks and Rec Director of Broward County. We've got folks here from the Broward County Parks Foundation. Thank you to them. In addition to, we've also got former Mayor of Weston, Dan Sturmer, is with us today. Dan? This is a great day, and it's a great opportunity to be together and really celebrate our community, celebrate our environment, but celebrate a great individual. And I am so proud to be the mayor of the city of Pompano Beach so that we can actually have this honor today, and thank you so much. But at this time, I'm going to call up the Monsignor Deaver. Please come forward to give us the prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As I look around me, all of you dignitaries, I feel like the mosquito that got into the nudist colony. He didn't know where to begin. You have permission to tell that it's from Ireland. So I'm honored to be with my friend, I call him my friend, Roy Rogers today, and his family. They have deep roots in Lighthouse Point and St. Paul the Apostle Catholic Church. Roy and his wife Mandy, wonderful woman, taught the children their religion at the school, at our church. So I have many, many memories of their family and of Roy in particular. Roy has, let's say, a couple of personal things that I always admired about him. Roy has served his country with honor. I believe he has sailed the 7 seas, and he brought these stories with him to the classroom and to the children. And every time I look at Roy, he's like myself. I remember what Hemingway say in The Old Man and the Sea. Everything about him was old except his eyes, and they were like the sea, cheerful and undefeated. That's how I see people who are already in the departure lounge like myself, ready to go. Thank you, Roy, for your youthful eyes, for your support, and for inviting me here. Let us pray. Dear God of the universe, as we gather in these salubrious surroundings, as we gather on this blessed day to recognize and honor a fellow pilgrim for his love of Mother Earth, God's gift of creation to us and as our common home. Roy Rogers' vision of providing for future generations will be celebrated as his legacy for children to enjoy as they sport and play on this hallowed ground, adjacent to the sea, which is teeming with all God's creatures and fish. The poet Longfellow once wrote that lives of great men all remind us we can make our life sublime, and departing we can leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that perhaps another, traveling over life's weary main, forlorn and shipwrecked brother seeing, will take heart again. Just think of the children. May all of them who set foot in this park be renewed as they enjoy the sound of the sea and the gentle winds of heaven, ever new, ever invigorating, as we pause on our journey of life to again smell the flowers and say, thank you, God. In God's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Monsignor. That was beautiful. I'd like at this time to call up our Vice Mayor, Andrew McGee.
Good morning, and thank you so much for everyone being here on this lovely, lovely day. I'm so excited for this project to be moving forward. I went out there and looked at the new sea hives that have been installed already. There's a manatee just off the edge of that, and I think that speaks worlds to what it is we're doing here. I feel so excited with everything we've been doing in Pompano, both on the development side and the conservation side, and I think that is where we get to follow the example of Roy Rogers, where we've worked to bring back the historic dew lines. We've been adding to Shipwreck Park and building the reef system. And now with Wahoo Bay, rebuilding a mangrove ecosystem for baby fish and all that stuff is just amazing. And it shows that conservation and development are not mutually exclusive, that they're both equally important, and when done right, can just work to enhance and beautify a city, a region, anything. So thank you for coming out, and thank you, Roy, for giving us such a great example to follow. We are honored to have you here. Thank you. Sorry, I missed my introduction. I am pleased to introduce our representative, Chip LaMarca.
Andrea, you covered it very, very well. Roy, good to see you. Some of us just got off of a red eye back from San Diego, one of those trips that you would have taken with us many times, trying to learn what other areas of our country are doing well and maybe bring back ideas. Turns out, just like many of the other trips we've gone on, we've got all the blessings of God here, resources. We just need to brag a little bit more. But I wanted to be here for you, and it's important that this park, some of those campaign commercials we filmed here, we've done many things with the fishing tournaments and all the memories that people have here. I don't think any better name can be put in this park. And I'm sure people will come from other places and they'll think it's the movie, the actor, Roy Rogers. We know who it is. And you're somebody that I know that everybody's had conversations with Roy, whether it was at Alfred All's with a cup of coffee and a bagel that was already waiting for you and pre-buttered. I didn't have the heart to tell him I was trying to stay away from the butter, so I just ate it. And what's interesting is Roy always asks more questions than of my life, for example. And I always wanted to know my legislative or my commission aide Ryan Saunders was doing, and he went back to the priesthood, and so he's a priest now. But Roy I always felt like Roy and I were talking about something, but you're really learning about something else, and his history and his experience and what he's given to this country and this community. And anybody that can touch people from Weston all the way up to Hillsboro Inlet here in Lighthouse Point and Pompano Beach. And you've done some great things. This is very worthy of your name and your family's name. And we're privileged to be here with you and look forward to spending some time with you here. So thank you.
Mayor Fisher, come on up. No introduction needed for you, sir.
Thank you, Tommy, and thank you so much for allowing me to say a few words today. And I wanted to make sure I got it right. A lot of times I don't write things down, but I want to make sure I got it right today for Mr. Rogers. You know, I'm so honored to be here this morning, not only as the mayor of Broward County, but on a personal level, to be at this dedication for the Roy L. Rogers Family Park dedication. Also want to thank Mayor and Vice Mayor and the Commissioners for agreeing to do this, to be able to name this incredible Hillsboro Inlet Park. For those who don't know, this has a history, and the mayor knows this as well. It started off as a yardarm property, and then it went to the FDIC during the S&L crisis, and then the City of Pompano Beach was able to purchase not only this side, but the side across the waterway too. So Pompano Beach was honored to be able to take part and own this property. Roy's impact on Broward County and the City of Pompano Beach is and will be felt for many years to come. From literally creation of a city called Weston, to his sincere love for his entire community, whether it be Pompano, Lighthouse Point, all of Broward County, the state of Florida, Roy. And there are only a few individuals that I believe that enter our lives that are just special people. And Roy, you're one of those individuals. And as I thought about it, I said, what can I say other than a true gentleman? A true gentleman, Roy. Your love, your compassion, your sincerity is really felt every time you enter a room in your place. So giving back to us in so many ways, with the most recently as Wahoo Bay, where thousands of children will learn about our ocean life and the need for conservation. That's a huge impact. This is today, not talking about all the years that you've done in the past. So, to the butterfly man, congratulations and well deserved, my friend, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now I think everyone recognizes this gentleman I'm about to call up. He's a Gladesman, conservationist, a true gentleman also, as Mayor Fisher just said. Alligator Ron Bergeron. Alligator Ron.
Well, howdy, everybody. Well, what an honor to be here today. Crawled out of my gator cave in the Everglades. Got on my horse. It was a long ride to get here. But what a great honor. You know, I thought about Roy Rogers and what he's done for this community. And I'm going to mention a few things here. He served as the chair of the Florida Commission for Ethics for 12 years under 3 governors. He chaired the Education Committee, working closely with Broward County School Board to improve Pompano Beach F grade schools to a B grade school in only 3 years. He received the governor's appointment to serve on the Governor's Commission for Sustainable South Florida. But way beyond that, Roy Rogers I met over 4 decades ago when he was building the city of Weston, one of the greatest cities in all of America. And I was very blessed to meet this man and recognize his leadership, his vision, not only to build a city, where you would have the American dream of home and jobs and economical growth. But I watched this man. I watched him as he built this city to make sure that conservation was at the top. All of the Indian mounds in that city were preserved. They were built by the Glades 1 Indians 10 to 14,000 years ago. All of the lakes that were designed for multiple purposes, for water supply, that whole city was a model for America under this man's vision. He's a giver, not a taker. He's a role model and a mentor to me, and I know all of you, and actually a legend of this community. And our family's been here 8 generations, you know, and I love the state of Florida, and I hope that as we continue to go forward, that it's a balance. It's a balance to have a quality of life in Florida. The journey of water is the life of Florida from sawgrass to seagrass. And this gentleman right here, in his vision, one day he come to me and he says, you know, we need to help facilitate transportation, I-595. And I recommended to Roy, I said, well, let's just dig the lakes a little bit deeper, create that volume where we have cost-effective value engineering in order to build a major highway from east to west to facilitate this community. These are the things that most people do not have the vision to understand. To build something that's a positive to our community. This man is a role model to me, great father, great husband, served our country, protected our independence and freedom, and has, out of everyone I've ever met in this community, I've never met anyone like Roy Rogers. So Roy, I want to thank you for everything you've done. You're a giver, not a taker. And thank you for what you've done to make this community one of the greatest communities in America. Thank you very much. So with these accomplishments and services and dedication he's contributed, it is an honor to rename Hillsboro Park the Roy Rogers Family Park. God bless you. The American dream is still alive because of you, Roy. Thank you.
Absolutely well said, Albert. Ron. Thank you for those words. Beautiful. All of them ring so true. At this time, with this project right here, I just wanted to say a few words about Roy. Bring someone up to say a few words about Roy and how important this project that Roy is supporting, and why one of the myriad of reasons that we're honoring Roy today is because his love for the ocean, love for what we do, and how we protect our seas. And there's a project we have right in our backyard called Shipwreck Park. So at this time, I'd like to call up the chair of Shipwreck Park and tell us about Wahoo Bay. Rob Dwyer.
Thank you, Tommy. Roy, congratulations on receiving the gratitude of this community that you so rightly deserve. We love you. So I don't want to distract too much from the purpose of this gathering today, but about Wahoo Bay. I have to tell you that without the unwavering support of the City of Pompano Beach, the City Commission, senior staff, and the working folks, Broward County, the Division of Natural Resources and Resiliency in the state of Florida, DEQ, and FWC, this project would not have happened. This is a group of people that have been committed, like they were with the deployments of Lady Luck and the Okinawa, committed to making things happen and not standing in the way of progress. Wahoo Bay is our latest endeavor. I don't want to spend too much time on it today because that's not our purpose in being here, but I do want to introduce 3 individuals, 3 collaborators that we have been working with for the last several years that have really taken a snorkel park to an educational experience not only getting in the water, but an educational experience that will show up on the web with our wahoobay.net website that will launch in May. So with me today, we have Landolph Rhodes Babarigos from the University of Miami. Landolph is one of the key architects in the design and implementation of the Sea Hive project. We're so happy to have that relationship. We have George Sklivenitis. George is with the University of Florida Atlantic University. George is our technology guru. George has been instrumental in helping us get our feet on the ground with the technology. In fact, if you look out on the pier, there's a weather station there that was installed by FAU that has been monitoring weather conditions for the last year. We have also installed a water quality monitoring device that is monitoring the water quality and taking measurements on a daily basis 24/7. And the last I'd like to introduce is Catherine Hendrickson. Katie is with the A.D. Henderson School at FAU, and Katie has taken the lead on developing the curriculum that will reside on our website. So from not only getting wet and having that field trip, we're going to have age-appropriate curriculum that young minds can get involved with. So very, very proud about this project. We just installed the Sea Hives on Monday, the first of 6 sections.
Everybody, let's give a hand. That is
We have to do a little tweaking. It's a little bit out of kilter, but we'll get that fixed. But not bad for the first time out of the box. 5 more to go. Swim platform, high-speed internet data, and everything here on the site. Underwater camera, a whole bunch of things coming down the road. So thank you all. Thank you, Roy, a big supporter. God bless.
great job.
I'd like to add one thing to that, if it wasn't for Roy Rogers, we wouldn't have FAU today.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Roy Rogers set up a meeting with John Kelly, the president at the time, and we thought we had 15 minutes to talk about a project. Roy said, make it quick. An hour and a half later, President Kelly said, I want you to meet with this dean, and this person. And next thing you know, we have a full commitment from FAU. We have Katie here working with us every day now. So it is just so special. Everything leads back to Roy.
Yes.
Everything leads back to Roy. So thank you, sir. At this point, I'd like to bring up, it's not on your agenda, but I'd like to do something special here, and it's really from Terry. Terry, I'd like you to read this instead of me, if you don't mind. Terry Goldsmith is the chair of the Parks Foundation, and this is something special, and anyone who knows Roy knows how special this is. Terry?
Thank you very much, Tommy. So, I'm so grateful to be here, Roy. And I wanted to thank you for connecting the dots in thoughtful and innovative ways when it comes to protecting and respecting our natural areas of wildlife, green spaces, while going about the business of building a thriving Florida community where people live and work. As Chair Emeritus of the Parks Foundation of Broward County, you were the driving force behind what has become the only charitable, recognized foundation or organization recognized by Broward County Parks and Rec. And a powerful ally we have become, dedicated to supporting Broward County Parks in the mission of enhancing well-being of all residents, businesses, and visitors to Broward County. We salute you with the gift of homemade baked bread, my friend. I made it last night.
Oh, my.
And native butterflies reminiscent of your days in the halls, well known to all who have had the pleasure of working with you in both government and private enterprise over the years. If there's the smell of baked bread and butterflies flying around, Roy Rogers is in the house.
Yes.
So, this time is for you. We're going to try to release them. Hopefully they've survived the night. And Senator Eleanor Sobel, who's with me here as one of our directors, is going to deliver the homemade baked bread, and it looked pretty good.
Smells good too.
Yeah. Here we wanna open
All right, what
this
about
up.
the butterflies?
Wow. Oh, thank you. Bread of life. Everybody hear that? Father, bread of life.
That is so appropriate. Terry Center, thank you for doing that. That is absolutely perfect.
Here we go.
Here we go. Lori's gonna release one.
Doesn't want to leave. One last thing. I got a letter last night from, excuse me, the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Suffice to say, I won't read the entire letter. It says, "Dear Roy, congratulations." I will read it, actually. Congratulations on the naming of the Roy L. Rogers Family Park. From the start of your career working for the Navy, operating and defending our values in one of the most treasured places, our oceans, to your work around the globe, you have always kept protecting the environment in your sights. Some of your most lasting impacts are in South Florida, the place I first learned the importance of our ecosystem and the equities to protect for our environment. It's fitting that I find myself now in the place that you started your career, responsible, in my day-to-day work for the environment we both hold dear. Thank you for your service and commitment, and congratulations on this deserved honor. Sincerely, Meredith Berger, Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Energy, Installations, and Environment. And finally, before we say this, I just want to say that, Lamar, you said the right word, gentlemen. George Bernard Shaw said, "A gentleman is one who puts more into this world than he takes out." And Roy, you have done that. So with that, I'd like to call up Roy and the commission for the first unveiling of our sign.
All right, now, can you reach your hand back and put it on the grate here? Oh, there you go. Put your hand there. All right, 3, 2, 1, let it go!
Well, the moment is here for me to say something sage and wonderful, and I can't possibly do justice to my words that were added to what has already been so wonderfully presented. All I can do is tell you that it just takes my breath away on behalf of my family, my loved ones, my colleagues. I can only say, instead of repeating anything that was said, I want to be in that portal waiting to go and continue to do what you would hope that I would do. Each in your own minds, think of a gentleman. Think of somebody that would offer support and get the full measure of enjoyment and just plain be nice, be loved. Be what I'd like you to be. as you think of me now by words, but I will continue to be in that portal waiting for the tap on my shoulder, and I'll be looking down on you, and I'm going to be saying, this is a moment I'll cherish. I love you all. Thank you.